Hey man, so I'm gonna do this quick introduction and then oh
Y'all know what time it is. It's Y'all know. Got to start it off right. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and get things moving.
Well, disrespect right there.
disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even do the intro. Look, man, this Georgia week, you know what I'm saying? Last week we had it was for the week. I got my stuff off. Gotta give it to the defending champs, the last well today technically is the first kickoff of college football. So,
Yep.
it's only right, we end the series of the schools with talking with the UGA, man. I got my guy on here, Paul Mahari, UGA expert, you know what I'm saying? Super fan. Used to be a Gator fan, but we ain't gonna get into that today. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting like that. I gotta get my wins when I can.
That's how
No,
you coming out.
but yeah, man, he's a UGA guy, man. Everybody loves Tebow. But yeah, that's it. That's how we started the day.
Hey.
Oh man, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Paul, what's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Appreciate you guys having me on. Hopefully we can talk a little dogs, talk a little
Mm.
college football. Like you said, we got football starting today, man. So 12 o'clock really is the
Bang.
kickoff. 12:30, I think, is the real kickoff. The Northwestern Nebraska game in Ireland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then you got Vandy and you got Vandy going to Hawaii. The Vandy's 8-point favorites, which is crazy. So
They got to represent the SEC, man. Don't go over there and lay an egg today. Come on now.
I don't know. Oh no, but it'd be interesting to see, man. FAMU's got they're traveling with 40 guys to go play North
That's
Carolina.
great.
So, week 0, man.
hey man, sign me up for that Hawaii trip. Like how you know what I'm saying? That first week, you like, oh, we gonna play Hawaii? Oh, all right.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I was talking to one of my homeboys, and I was like, why don't more kids go play at Hawaii? I know we're talking about Georgia, but you got to think your family can't come watch you because they ain't flying out there every week. Then you got to fly at least 6 hours to play any game you got to away.
Yep.
And then you stuck on an island. What if it's just Samoan girls, like big Samoan chicks, and ain't you just stuck on an island. So I see, why.
Hey, they were a perennial powerhouse at one point. Well, not powerhouse, but I mean
They had a good quarterback. Stop it.
They beat them.
They just had a good quarterback.
I'll never forget that game.
Yeah.
They just had a good quarterback. But yeah, man, look, this your world this week, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here to fill in, to get in where I fit in. So I'll start off with this. Went to the Cowboys game. I went to the Cowboys game last night. That was my first ever NFL game in person.
For real?
Yeah, that was my
First one?
First one.
Dude,
And
that's
it was
what's
a
up.
Cowboys game at that. So
Their stadium is nice. Their stadium is dope. The stadium itself. Now, as far as like you said, seating, you got to pay like $200 to sit in lawn chairs. Standing room only seats like 115, like with no seat at all. I couldn't do that.
the way Jerry is getting money. So you have the regular seats. I was in level 300. The way how big the stadium goes up, you would think I was like on the field. Like
Really?
it goes up crazy high. It's like they have the standing room, like the general admission thing, where you just stand at like this little rail and watch, and it's at either end zone. Then you have spots to where you can like literally sit in lawn chairs. They have foldable white lawn chairs where you could sit in like a general admission area and watch the game. Uh, they got delivery. They deliver your foods and stuff to you at the
Oh,
seat.
that's dope.
They got the seats right behind the benches, towards like you're not really watching. You can't really watch the game. There's no way. Like you're literally under the bench.
Well, you can watch it. You just got to look at the big ass screen.
Yeah, the screen's huge. Like Jerry's really getting money out there. Like I ain't never seen nothing like it. But it was a good experience, man. I got to see some good ball, see some Gators play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was fun. I'm addicted. Like I gotta go
Don't take for one.
on a regular basis.
You got to go to a Saturday night in Athens.
No, I don't.
And you talk about the game or the environment.
It's,
You're not lying.
it's other things on my list. We'll see, man. If they make that home and home, I might make one.
What you think about that, Paul? What do you think about the Jacksonville?
Yeah, man. I think I think it's a smart move. I think what they should do really, because you got a lot of people in Jacksonville that, you know, want this game. There are a lot of high money, big money people. You got a lot of people uh, that are Georgia boosters that have houses down in St. Simon's that use it for that 1 week, and then rent it out the rest of the time. So they have their say in it as well. But at the end of the day, you know, Kirby said, you know, recruiting is so big now, man. And if you look at the way that the home schedule lines up, there's just not many home games that, you know, you can bring high profile recruits to. That's a high profile game. Florida, for what it's worth, I mean, might not be this year, but you know, historically, it's been a high profile game. It's always 3:30 games, CBS. Well, it'll be ESPN, you know, soon, but it's always that week, right? Everybody knows that game. And my thought process is you keep the folks in Jacksonville happy by doing a home neutral. So you home, away, neutral, or however you want to call it. So you get both fan bases involved, and then you also keep Jacksonville in the mix as well. So I don't know if it'll change though. Jacksonville, like I said, has a lot of pull in this, and both of the colleges really like the money that they bring in from it, in terms of how much Jacksonville pays them to, you know, come down there and play. But you in this day and age with recruiting being so big, man, like you have to have a premier game that you can count on every year. And you look at Georgia's schedule and they're playing Oregon, but you can recruits can come to it, but you can't talk to them. Just like recruits can come to the Georgia-Florida game, but you can't talk to them. So, yeah, they're there experiencing the game, but then you can't host them afterwards, and that's where you really build the bonds and the relationships and the, you know, yeah, coach, I'm committing. You know, this kid's not going to go to Georgia-Florida game and then after be like, yeah, I'm committing because of this Jacksonville stadium. No, it's a piece of shit. Like nobody wants to go there. Like stadium is not fun. You know, but I think home and neutral at Jacksonville could work, but I don't know if Jacksonville will go for it.
Yeah, I've been a fan of the home and home, going away or doing away with Jacksonville now for a few years, only because of, like you said, the recruiting factor, and then too, I mean, it's still in Florida. I mean, if we're gonna do home and home, hell, let's do it at the same season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Jacksonville to me isn't a big enough venue for that big of a game. I think it should be a home game. Give the recruiting.
Have either one of y'all been to a Georgia-Florida game?
Nope. We get to go to our first one this year. I think Kim's still on for that.
That's the plan.
Yeah. So man, you ever been to Jacksonville?
I have been through that. Yeah, I've been there briefly, like a day.
Been there and gone.
Yeah.
So Jacksonville is not the place you want to be, man. Especially not like down by the stadium. It's just overrun by homeless people. It's not. Yeah, it's not where you want to be. It's not a good look. It's not like you're pumped up. Like you're pumped up, right? You're drinking and partying at the tailgate, but then you got to walk to the stadium and you got to get by like 1,000 folks sitting on the side of the road, just like. And it just kind of you're drunk or whatever. Then you got to kind of focus. You got to make sure you know your wallet's in your front pocket type thing, because then you got to get in the stadium. It's just not a spot that Jacksonville's not a place you want to go, man. It's not a destination city, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they did that quick fix, like, oh, the recruits can come now. It's like, I mean, were they not already coming really?
Exactly. I mean, they were already going to the game.
Like, let's talk to who they got to talk to. Like, let the choice be to the kid of who they want to be the visitor for, and that's who hosts them, and that's who gets them after the game and do all that. Like, I mean, you should be able to recruit neutral site games. I just don't get it. Like, you want the excitement of neutral site games, but you're punishing the teams for doing that. Like Florida this year, luckily we have like 7 home games, right?
I don't know how.
I don't know either, but
how do you open the season against the number 7 team at your house?
They weren't a top 10 team when we scheduled them like 5.
True, that's true.
Back in 2010 or whatever.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
But I just think you should be able to recruit. Now you maybe have a cap, or something like that, to where paying and all that stuff. But you should be able to host. Because that would be probably the highest, like one of the biggest games recruits would go to. The Georgia-Florida game, because I think you're not going to get more intense than that. Maybe for Florida, maybe LSU, but that's it.
Yeah, Miami and FSU. Y'all got those rivals down there, but enough talking about Florida. Let's go back in time. I know the beginning of the season, about to kick off the season, but let's say first go back and talk about the 2021 national champions. Talk about this season, man. What do you think about the team overall, Paul, and then that game playing Alabama in the rematch?
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge game, right? Huge game. Changed the whole narrative. Changed what guys like KB could say about the program.
Right.
Oh, I hated it so because I knew what it meant.
Yeah,
I knew what it meant.
I mean, it meant that Georgia's back, and kind of here to stay. Unfortunately, Kenny,
Look,
Kenny.
I give y'all this year. I give you last year and this year. This year, if y'all don't go undefeated, maybe at one loss at the most, then it ain't happening.
That's easy. That's easy.
Look at the schedule. I mean,
y'all play like one top 25 team.
But that whose fault is that? We're playing Oregon to open the season, and then it's the SEC schedule. I mean,
and we kicked off the season last year versus Clemson.
Yeah, you can't.
So do you think those big games can actually catapult you into that type of a situation where Georgia went on the run, got the momentum going early, or do you think you should start off kind of with the cupcakes and then work your way into it? Paul, what do you think about the schedule?
No, I think it depends. If the SEC schedule goes to a 9-game schedule, well, what is it now? Let's see, 1, 2, 3.
I think we're at 9. I think we are at
8. No, we're at 8.
8. Okay.
So you're at 8. So if it goes to a 9-game schedule, then no, you don't want to open up with Oregon and Clemson, because now you're playing. We saw when the COVID year happened, you played 10 SEC teams, and well, we didn't get Georgia didn't get to play Vandy. But we saw what happened. Teams were beating up on each other. You had players hurt left and right. And so once it switches to that 9-game SEC schedule, no chance in hell would I schedule Oregon or Clemson first game of the year. I mean, I'm scheduling like East Mississippi Community College, and seeing if Buddy or whatever his name. If Buddy will come by and bring his squad through. I don't know if that dude even coaches anymore, but. But yeah, something like that. I'm not scheduling Oregon. What makes it fun though is you're always, if you do schedule that premier game 1, like they did last year against Clemson, they're doing against Oregon this year. Oregon's ranked 11th. I don't know what Clemson was. They're probably top 5 last year. If I remember.
They were number 3. I think we were 2 and 3.
Yeah, they just look terrible.
And so, but what happens is though, you are the prime talk of that week 1. This week 1, they've got Notre Dame and Ohio State. That's the 7:30 game. But you will be one of the prime matchups that everybody talks about. Yes, you're coming off your national championship win, but even if that didn't happen, Georgia had set themselves up for this game, regardless, 10 years prior. So you were going to be the talk of week 1, and all it comes down to is the College Football Playoff Committee, and they all have eyes. They're all humans. They're just like us. They all have emotions. They all get invested into these games. And guess what? When you got Condoleezza Rice on there and she's got 17 other different things she's got to do, but guess what? She's going to watch week 1. She's going to see how these teams are kind of going. And you get that mental picture in your head. Oh yeah, I remember them beating up on Oregon week 1. It makes a whole lot different than, oh yeah, I remember them beating up on, Eastern Kentucky State week 1, 57-0. I didn't even watch the game. So it helps in that regard. But once you get to 9 games, man, you can't. It's too big of a toll on these guys. You're going to have too many injuries, and then what's going to happen? You're going to start just giving the championship to Ohio State every year, or somebody like that that's not doing that.
Yeah, I agree. When they announced 9 games, that was one of the first things I thought about. Like, damn, we're going to beat up on ourselves so much that you will have the ability to have an Ohio State, maybe one of the USCs once they get rolling. You know what I mean?
So is it officially the 9 games, or are they still talking about the pod thing?
Well, I mean, it's still going to be pods from what I understand, but they're going to switch it to 9 games. Is what I understand as well. I don't know if that's official, but that's what we've heard. And that's to keep kind of the pods rotating, if you will, because we'll have 3 teams in every one, so you can kind of rotate them, and it makes sense in that number wise. But yeah, it'll be tough, man. Georgia and Florida will stay. I saw somewhere everybody puts out pods. It was Georgia, Florida. I think they lose. I don't know. It was like South Carolina and Tennessee, something like that. But they lose Auburn. No, they lose Tennessee. They keep Auburn, or they lose. It's one of those. So you're losing a primetime rivalry. So Florida was losing LSU in the latest pod prediction.
They don't want the LSU. They don't want
we do. No, we believe me, we do. Like it's one of those things to where me personally, I could care like I want to see us against Ole Miss. I want to see us against Lane. I want to see different games. Like LSU is cool, you know what I'm saying, and I get the rivalry, but I would rather lose that one and keep UGA and keep Florida State. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had to pick my rivalries, LSU would be third on the list. If I keep one bench one.
You sure you wouldn't want Miami? You've been talking a whole bunch on Twitter.
Man, I'm telling you, better leave them guys alone.
They bring it to me, but no, next year, 2024, we got Miami, Florida State, UCF, USF.
That's how it should be. Every year, you guys should eat plays. So that's it.
We got all the big boys in the state is on the schedule.
Well, that's 4 losses. That's crazy.
Might be.
Before you get to SEC, play, that's tough.
You know it ain't gonna be like that with Billy. Man,
Miami might be ready next year, man. I don't know.
They gonna, like I said, man, they gonna recruit their asses off. They're gonna recruit.
I would hope so, since they got 150 people in the stadium picture, and you got 115 kids. You got
like if
more staff than you got kids on the team in the team picture.
I think we'll always have a top 10. I think we'll always have a top 10 class. Miami will always have a top 10 class. I think. So,
not with Kirby.
But I just think our coaching staff is built for not that. Like it's like Miami's built for now. It's like they're in like a built for now. Get them popping like this year. Maybe a year. I think our staff is built for like 3-4 years. Like our guys are probably going to be there for a while, and then
you got to rebuild a whole program. You can't do it. Rome wasn't built.
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
I personally like Dan Mullen.
I like Dan Mullen too, and if he goes to Bama next year, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be tricky.
It's gonna be great.
But here's the thing though. There's a lot of articles when Mullen got hired that he was gonna be better than Kirby, and we see what happened there. So
I think I think it's one of them things to where even Kirby alluded to it. I think he was a better X and O's coach, but I think like Kirby said, you can't outcoach good recruiting. And I think we just didn't have the horses to keep up with. Like, if you have 2 coaches who can coach, pretty well, you know what I'm saying? Because we will always have, certain plays, but we just didn't have the guys at the end to keep.
I ain't buying.
To make the extra play, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I mean.
I ain't buying. So you mean to tell me that Dan Mullen didn't inherit a better team than Kirby Smart?
He did what?
Did Dan Mullen inherit a better team than Kirby Smart did when Mark Richt left?
No.
Who y'all had?
When he came in 2017, we had a 3-star Kadarius Toney, who was a quarterback that switched to wide receiver. Kyle Pitts was a 3-star backup. We had like Gene Forth, we had Forsyth, Lance, Rick Wells. Like we didn't have like blue chip guys. We didn't come in there with Roquan Smith. We didn't come in with you know what I'm saying, like guys like that, like Chubb and we didn't.
We
didn't have those guys because Mark Richt wasn't a bad coach. He just was he's like the Ron Rivera of college. Like, he gonna get you.
Damn.
He'll get you some up. He'll get you up there, but you ain't never really gonna get over the hump. And that's just what Mark Richt is. He's just a little bit better than mid-tier. He'll get you 8 wins. You know what I'm saying? 9 wins, but you'll never really get.
He did better than Manny Diaz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Mark Richt's a good coach. Just for whatever reason, he couldn't get his team over the top. So him having players, Kirby walked into a nice like core, not a whole squad like he got now, but it was a nice solid like you can build on it.
Florida was kicking out ass when Mark Richt. I think he had lost to Florida 3 times in a row. I think it was his 3rd loss in a row, 2nd loss in a row.
Right. Mullen just made it look a little better because he came in so hot. He came in 10 wins. And everybody's like, oh, and then he had like a number 9 recruiting class. And then You know,
They
reality.
started throwing shoes on the field. That's like
That was it. I mean, that wasn't it. That was just a
that was
culmination.
it. That was
That
I
was a
think that was the
culmination
breaking
of
point where
the
everybody
season.
seen.
That
He
was
was
just
like, I
like,
didn't even see what happened. I didn't even see the play. I'm like, what the hell you looking at, coach?
you know,
Everybody
I
else
think
watching.
I think that's when we started to see like the people that were already kind of skeptical of Mullen. That's when they started to really be like, see, I told y'all. Like that's when I was like, come, why you still got them in there? Like, why you doing this? Like, why is this happening? Why are you calling this? And then the next year, like
And he
last
made that
year, the play
recruiting
calling,
statement. Hold on, no,
all
he
he
made
did
that
was
recruiting statement. He
that's
came
what
out
he
and said
made
that recruiting wasn't important,
recruiting.
or we ain't worried about recruiting right now, or something like that. I was
Yeah.
like, we
Yeah,
got it.
shout out to yeah, man. It was crazy. So
Hey,
shout out to Gator Dave, man. He asked that
no, man,
question.
we ain't talking
He
about
did,
that.
hey man, he did one solid for the if it wasn't for
Crazy.
that question, he was
That
probably
question, you're right. That question probably doomed Dan Mullen for real. That was like the nail in the coffin where everybody was like,
Yeah.
but we had to go through the downs to get to where we are now with
you
Billy
still
Bad.
down.
Well, you tripping.
You still down. You ain't
All
made
right,
it.
so tell me this. Y'all aren't Miami fans, right? And I'm not picking on Miami. This is just a conversation. Billy being a first year P5 coach, ranked number 10, is more impressive than Mario coming from Oregon, having two Pac-12 championships, being at number 9.
It's a poll. I mean, it's when was the last time the top 10 teams all finished in the top 25? Never.
Right, but I'm just asking y'all, what do you think is more impressive?
Talking about as far
Billy,
as whose job
like,
they're doing so far.
yeah, Billy being number 10 right now without having a face card, relationships, any accolades, and being a
But it's
quote unquote.
Florida. Florida sells itself, bro.
No, it
Like,
don't.
come
If
on.
it did, we wouldn't have had to. If it did, we wouldn't be ranked 15,
That's
17.
Dan Mullen. That has nothing to do with the school
But you
itself.
saying the recruits itself, it
It
clearly it
does.
don't. It recruits itself to an extent, but you still gotta have guys in there. Like
Especially with Florida State being so trash right now, you're winning.
you sound like our old Bull Gator boosters. It recruits itself.
It does because Florida State brand is so bad right now. Like you said, Miami brand is still iffy. So right now, if you had to choose, you're choosing between Florida and Miami. If you're a kid that's in that area, in that region, and you
Miami,
want to
no,
go to
Florida
a
State
Florida
still
school,
brings in guys every once in a while. They don't bring in
yeah, I
quarterbacks.
mean,
They bring in guys.
bro, I think Mike Novell is on a mission to sabotage that school. That's just my personal opinion. I've never seen a coach make so many questionable decisions and let so much bad press get out about his school, and he doesn't respond to stop.
Hey man,
The man is on a mission to
I
ruin
love
Florida
it.
State. I think that he knows that they wanted Dion. They couldn't get Dion at the time.
Hashtag keep Norvell.
What
All right, man. So, oh, go ahead.
but before we go real quick, what's your expectation for that game at 7 o'clock against Utah?
I expect a close game. I expect a late score. I expect them win. I think. Well, I've been saying 10 points.
That's what
Now
I said.
that's because
The
a late.
whole Gator
I
world
believe.
is saying
I
that they're going
believe
to
it's just.
win. So I'm like,
I believe some of Utah world has been saying that as well. But I have us winning by 10, but I don't have it being like a
10?
I think it's going to be like a late score. I think it'll be like a late, like like the last 2 minutes type score that'll push it up. But I don't think it'll be like we just kill them. I don't think that. Just going off of the research that I've done for both teams and even like watching the information insiders for Utah. A lot of them have Utah either losing or winning by like 2 or 3 points. Like they're nervous. They're way more nervous about this game than Florida is, which is crazy because you would think the number 7, number 18, but they lost a lot of pieces that aren't popular names that I think will affect the game. Like they lost some of their own line, that the O line edge. They're starting like 2 brand new guys that without experience. Their middle linebackers, their tacklers. They're starting. Diabate is one of their starting middle linebackers. That ain't gonna work. We already know about how that goes. And I think like a DB or two is a new guy, and they're missing like some edge guys. So, but they have good interior linemen on both sides of the ball. So, it'll be one of them things to who's going to be more physical for the long haul, and just who's more prepared. I think the home field advantage. I think we saw when Bama came, that home field advantage was way more important than the skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
With who came?
when Bama went to the swamp last year, I think a lot of that had to do with the crowd noise than it did with the X's and O's. Because there was a lot of
You probably got up and played Bama too.
I'm saying, but it's hard when you're in the swamp and you can't communicate. Like a lot of that was just like they had to call timeouts. They couldn't make play calls. So
sounds like you're underestimating Utah. Where
no, I'm
Bama
not
probably
underestimating them.
I'm just telling you what it sounds. And you probably gave Bama the utmost respect. And probably practice your best practice on the damn mother ever because the number one team in the nation is coming. I think Utah, you probably gonna lose.
I mean, if that's the case, the number 7 team coming under a better coach and better preparation would get the same step up.
You a 2.5-point dog at your own stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get why. It would make sense it wouldn't make sense for somebody that's a expert to come in and say, hey man, Utah's gonna lose, you're a 2-point underdog to Florida. They're the number 7 ranked team. They have rising, they got the tight end, they got the running back, they got the corner, they got the hype last year off the Ohio State, even though they lost. They get the benefit of the doubt, and then how we ended the season so when you look at how Florida ended the season under the last staff, yes, if you ain't really been in Florida, like paying attention to what we've been doing, and
nobody has. That's the whole point.
No, I mean but that's the whole thing. Florida fans, like you're.
Hey, we ain't gonna talk about Florida this week. So you need to give a real. Go ahead and conclude this out.
10 points.
So that's all we need to hear.
I have us winning 28, 18, 28.
That's it. All right, perfect. That's it.
1 point. It's gonna be 1 touchdown scored by the defense.
This guy.
Hey man, it makes sense. Don't do that.
Not at all.
We lost to Bama last year with the worst team, worst coach.
I thought this was Georgia week.
Exactly.
It is.
We're not talking about. Yeah, we doing. Yeah, he tried to take over high tech. So give me your score for Georgia versus Oregon. How about that?
Yeah. Georgia versus Oregon. I mean, if the scoreboard can keep up, no. I have Oregon maybe scoring 7 points, maybe, maybe 7.
Yeah, you don't give Bo Nix no respect.
Nah. And it's not so much the Bo Nix. It's they lost a lot of their quote unquote firepower. Dan Lanning, I think he's overrated. I think he's just.
Wow. How is Dan overrated, bro?
I think he's overrated because I think Dan Lanning is more overrated because you have Kirby. It's a Kirby world, and I just think I think he was the hot name at the time of who they could get at Oregon because nobody else is going there.
That's what I was saying. Billy Napier really didn't do nothing at Alabama. It was all Nick Saban.
That's like saying Kirby Smart didn't do anything at Alabama under Nick Saban, and he just won a national title.
I mean, you could say that, but we all know it's Kirby defense. And I just don't think Oregon has the quote unquote dogs to run with UGA. I don't think UGA offense is that great, but it's going to be interesting to see how they are this year. You know what I'm saying? With having to lean more on the offense to see if y'all are going to go back to, that running powerhouse, or if y'all going to transform into this, a fully spread offense. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how you're going to use tight ends versus the wide receivers and run. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how you all play because you're going to have to show your hand against Oregon because Dan Lanning, the one guy who knows everything about y'all, is Dan Lanning. So if it's anybody that can week one kind of put a chink in the armor, it probably is Dan Lanning.
I mean, the spread right now, man, is 17.5 against the number 11th ranked team in the nation is, I mean, it's pretty crazy.
So that means they shouldn't be ranked number 11. But we'll go ahead and.
No, I mean that doesn't mean they shouldn't be ranked number 11. That just shows you where Georgia is.
I was just gonna say maybe this speaks to what Georgia brings back. But the first thing people always say, "Oh, they lost so much in the draft," and I'm like, "Well, you don't know what they had stocked in the cover because they lost a lot in the draft. They're gonna lose a lot. There's gonna be even more kids probably drafted next year or within the next 2 years." So if I tell people Jalen Carter is better than Jordan Davis, they look at me sideways. But I guess they haven't really watched. He is better than Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis was out of shape, and well, I don't want to say out of shape.
There you go, man. We ain't gonna let you be disrespectful like that.
You know what I'm saying? He gave up. He gave up.
Man, chill, man.
His numbers weren't amazing. He's just a physical specimen that required a lot, but he's a D tackle, so he's not going to have crazy numbers like another D tackle.
But he's chasing down Zach Wilson.
He's a physical like.
You can't be that and be out of shape, KB. Make your mind up.
No, you could be physical, but then you can be gassed after 2 plays. I mean, we've seen the film.
What?
So we've seen the film. He do a lot of dancing on that line. You know what I'm saying? He do a lot of tango. You know what I'm saying? They grab each other's chest and they just be doing that right there.
He could be filling the gap and keeping you from moving it.
I mean, if you're gonna fill a gap, pick a gap. You got to pick one. You can't just be head.
Are you disrespectful?
There's literally pictures of Jordan Davis in preseason getting triple teamed by NFL offensive linemen.
Yeah, I would too. He's a physical specimen. If he in shape,
so how is that out of shape?
Yeah, so
I'm talking about last year. I ain't talking about him with the Eagles. I'm talking about last year.
Last year
he was getting triple teamed, here and there. But it was a lot of times where he was just not rushing. He was just standing there dancing.
You
really have hate in your heart, bro.
I don't. I'm just.
He do, bro. He does. He does. Let me talk to Paul real quick.
I think he had one half tackle more than Javon Dexter last year.
But
Javon, go ahead, Paul. Because I was about to keep. Go ahead.
What's Javon's height and weight? What's he weighing in at?
We're not talking about their physical stats. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about.
So he's 6'6", 312, and Jordan Davis was like 6'7", 360. But we want to compare stats on them.
You know you can't compare stats for a defensive tackle. Their job doesn't include stats, bro. You know that.
I know.
And if you think Gervin Dexter is anywhere in the realm of Jordan Davis, then that just lets me know where your head's at going into this season, that you will truly be deflated by week 4 or 5.
Hold up, Paul. I got one for you. I'm going to ask you this question. Because me and KB have a bet. Who has the most sacks at the end of the year? Nolan Smith or Brent Cox? Because he's so high on Brent Cox, and Brent Cox so high on himself. He can't stay on Twitter. He tweet more than he practice.
I'm actually high on Princely, but
look, man, Brenton Cox was 4th string at Georgia. Now he was y'all's only 5-star on your roster at one point.
Yeah, under Mullen,
and couldn't see the field at Georgia.
And we still beat Georgia with that roster.
Here's the thing, though. Nolan Smith will definitely have more sacks than Brenton Cox. There's no question about it. Brenton Cox, you go turn on the tape, man.
Horrible tape.
You want to talk about not playing?
Horrible tape.
Hey man, this year his money year.
You think they're gonna turn it on, huh?
He gonna turn it on.
Oh, okay. Remember the bet. You remember the bet. I want my bottle. To my house.
He figured he half-assed last year and had 8 sacks.
The man half-assed his whole career.
Yeah.
And had 8 sacks. But hey man,
that is his career. Maybe he's not half-assed. Maybe this is him.
I think you'll end the season with double-digit sacks.
With who?
Yeah.
All right.
He'll end with double digits.
He's real high on himself. He's very high on himself. He tweet at Georgia players. Every time we put out a video, Brent Cox come in and tweet. I can't wait to play for him.
He's talking trash to his folks.
That's right. He should be practicing.
Hey man, he in the weight room and he working out more than anybody on the team, man.
Oh,
Or
you
him and
heard that?
Javon.
You heard that from him?
No, it's just proven, man. The boys he done slimmed down, man. He in shape. Hey man, the boys, he focused, man. Sometimes it take the right coach to pull out the right thing in you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I know it's a Georgia week, man, but we just ain't talked about it. You really that high on Billy Napier, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I like Billy, and I'm gonna
And
tell
we
you
ain't
why.
seen
The main
nothing to
reason
give us
why
no evidence. What's the evidence?
Billy has done literally so far. So far. Now, of course, you haven't seen any
How long
football.
Billy been on the job?
He's been on the job 9 months.
Compare his first 9 months to Kirby's first 9 months. Who you think is better?
I have no idea what Kirby did in 9 months.
Okay.
Why would I care what Kirby did in 9 months?
Let me bet this.
I don't even know how long Kirby's been in Georgia. What has he been there? What, 10 years, 9 years, 8? I have no idea. I don't care. Who cares how
You
long
only beat him 1 year out of what 5 you've been there, so you probably won't.
Saban was like, look, man, get out of here. It's time to grow up. It's time to go out and be a man. All right. And so he took the Georgia job.
And win and beat him.
Finally. It only took it only took a hurt receiving core to do it.
Oh my God. Here we go.
You know I was gonna do it. You know I was gonna do it.
George Pickens? No.
Hey, George Pickens is a beast. I wish he was a Raider. But yeah, that's one.
Well, you need to stop.
But
Yeah,
Jameson Williams is beating y'all by himself. Getting busy. Jameson Williams, don't act like that.
I don't know who that is.
The dude that got busy, that was getting busy in the SC championship, was getting busy.
I think he had like one catch for 18 yards.
And getting busy before he blew out his knee.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. Should have had better knee. He should have worked. Should have did more leg days. See what happened when they lose Scott Cochran? You see what happened when you lose Scott Cochran to Georgia? Our wide receivers didn't go down like that.
Because their wide receivers ain't running routes, but bubble screen.
Our tight ends are. You're right. Our tight ends are running the route.
That's it. Run a nice seam route, nice wheel, and get going. That defense, though, when you start on the other team 20.
Paul, give me somebody to look out for this year, man. If the people didn't know anybody, nobody watched this new Georgia regime that's coming in this year. A lot of people are still stuck on the George Davisons and the Kobe Dean, the George Pickens. If you had to give me an offensive player and a defensive player this year to kind of watch out for,
I'll give you a couple on defense. TID, Ingram Dawkins, defensive end. You're gonna be a redshirt freshman this year. I really liked his tape coming in, and I think he's gonna be starting this year. You saw it in the spring game, saw what he was able to do, create some pressure. You're gonna have that. At least to take some pressure off of Jalen Carter at that defensive tackle position to, get him some help, because if you don't, it can quickly turn into a double team on Jalen, and he's great. He's amazing, but it's tough to go up against two guys all game. It's power you out. So you got to have somebody else on that defensive line that can create some pressure on their own. Nose tackle, I'm not high on a ton of guys. You got Logue and Stackhouse. You got the freshman 5-star Bear Alexander.
Bear? I would say, what about Bear? What you think about Bear?
I think Bear's got to grow a little bit. He's a Cub right now, but he'll be a Bear soon. So maybe halfway through the season you'll see him start getting into the rotation a little bit more. But really, the one guy to watch would be Malachi Starks, man, true freshman. Do it all. He
looked like a damn superhero, bro. He built like a superhero.
Yeah, he was do it all at Jefferson. Played offense, defense for those guys over there, and came in. Probably will get 50% of the snaps at safety against Oregon, and then you'll see him really take off probably second or third game of the year and take over that starting safety position across from Chris Smith, which Kirby doesn't do that very often. True freshman starting in the secondary, so this kid's got to be really special. On offense, Dylan Bell is probably the closest guy you'll get to see on the field in terms of true freshman, just because they are stacked on the offensive line. They're stacked in the wide receiver room. They're stacked in the tight end room. You got your quarterback. Your one thing that can scare dog fans would be the running back room right now. You lost Andrew Paul, but he was going he was going up against the threes. So like all the practice reports and everything like that were coming out, saying he was great and everything like that. He was going up against the threes. So not saying he wasn't doing it or anything like that, but when you're going up against the threes, it's a little different than when you're going up against the twos, and it's a hell of a lot different than when you're going up against Jalen Carter every day. So, you know, the running back room, you have to get Kendall Milton healthy. That if you're this is his year, right? His make or break year. I've said it. I said it on our show on UGA Sports. You know, if he continues this nagging injury bug, you know, hamstring, whatever, toe, knee, you know, it just seems to me like there's always something keeping him out of practice. And then once the game time comes around, you guys know this from playing sports, that guy's ready to go, you know, and it's like, oh, you're good now. Okay. All right. Well, and that can get you so far if you're good enough, but then eventually you start getting animosity from your teammates. And so that's kind of, I think, not saying that's what going on with Kendall, but that's kind of what I could see going on right there. So you're gonna have to have Dejan Edwards step up big time. Kenny Mack's going to be your primetime guy at running back. Under Kirby Smart, there's only been one running back to have over 200 yards or 200 carries in a season. That was when DeAndre Swift took over as the main running back. This could be the second year under Kenny McIntosh back there to get 200 under one guy, which is tough. But at the same time, if you can work those tight ends on the field, you can work, you know, no back offense, stuff like that. It could work out for you, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Now I got a question about some guys, because y'all guys got some guys last year that Florida wanted, and understandably so, not getting. But like Jaheim Singletary, and what's the other kid, man? Julian Humphrey, right? Jaheim Singletary is a real deal. I think he's a real deal. I think Humphrey, I think he's a little overrated, but I think he's still good. Like, how do you feel about those two guys potentially seeing the field year one?
Yeah, I don't see it for either one of them. You just have Keeley, who, barring it, I mean, if you go back and look at Kirby's secondary, right? Unless it's a blowout type situation. Are you asking like just in general, or just like because
just like in general.
Blowouts, they could probably see the field a little bit. But like if you're talking about a decent game, no, I don't see it. Because if you go and look at Kirby's, you know, stats on his defensive backs, he likes to keep those guys in there for damn near the whole game. If it's a close one, he doesn't rotate the defensive backs like he does the D line and even the linebackers to an extent.
Unless you make a mistake, you miss your assignment or don't play it right, you'll pull your ass out.
Yeah, but then that next guy is going in, which to answer Kenny's question, I don't think is Slim or Julio yet. Either one of those guys, they're not the next guy up at corner. So you've got other guys in front of them. Not saying they can't work it up there, but you got Nyland Green from last year from Newton County, who he is showing a lot of promise this offseason. And then Dalen Everett, the corner they stole from Clemson right at the end, is actually working ahead of Slim and Julio. So, you know, it not to say they're not going to work out, but you've got a lot of 5-star guys at corner specifically. And one of your starting corners is a 3-star in Kamari Lassiter from Tuscaloosa. So, you know, stars sometimes don't matter. So you got a guy, you know, it's working out there.
I'm not a big star guy.
Paul, what you think about Dumas Johnson, man? I kind of got high hopes, high expectations.
Yeah, man. He is going to be your leader on the defense. And George has always had a leader at linebacker, especially under Kirby. You had Roquan, you had Monty Rice, you had
Crowder.
Yeah, you had Crowder, guy who got drafted last year, Nakobe Dean. You've always had a leader at your linebacker, and Pop. This is nicknamed Pop on the team. It's because he looks so old, but Pop Johnson Dumas Johnson is going to be that guy for you at linebacker. And he's going to have to. He really showed some really good flashes last
Yeah.
year when he got into mop-up duty. The other guy, Smile Munden, just an absolute freak, man. Absolute freak. 6'3", 220. He's going to be your other linebacker, and he's
He's
going to be
running
the
like a deer, man. He reminds me of Leonard Floyd, but I think he's a little bit more agile, a little bit more mobile than Leonard Floyd. But as far as build and how he looks, like,
Yeah, I mean, he reminds me a lot of Quay Walker. So how Quay looked last year, just biggest guy on the field. He's playing middle linebacker. You're like, yo, who is that? That's Smile Munden. He's just unbelievable. So he'll really, but you're relying on two, true sophomores to be your inside backers. Which can cause some concern when you're playing teams like Tennessee who want to go fast paced tempo. Can they really get that defensive call in fast enough? You're playing guys against Mississippi State who are going to be throwing 6-yard passes, and can they get it in quick enough? That's probably the concern that Kirby has on those guys. Not that they can't play; it's just you're having to rely on two sophomores right there.
Now, I have a question, right? Now, we talk from everything, like I really don't be paying attention much to UGA stuff. But I've seen reports, right? No, I really don't like only just the guys that potentially may hit the portal. But like guys, like as far as the backfield, right? Just offense, period. UGA has been a staple of running backs since you can always go back a year and pick a dynamic running back. Is there starting to be some nervousness, not necessarily out of the program, but just the fan base of like maybe losing out on the kid that went to Bama, a guy that should have been home, or maybe losing some guys that were definite players, like a couple of the D linemen that Billy got over Kirby, and not on like the stuff that locker thing, but just typically Kirby has always been able to just be like, I want you, want you, but now it seems like you're seeing a little kids kind of spread around. It's happening to Saban too. Like kids are starting to kind of explore other opportunities. Like how's the fan base handling this?
I mean, it's tough, right? Because I definitely see where you're coming from. And there's this NIL stuff, man, has made parity in college football, which I think is good. At the same token, though, I think Kirby's playing chess here, not checkers. And what I mean by that is you can get a recruit to commit to you in August, but is he signing that paper in December? And once you are committed, Kirby then knows how much you're getting in NIL. He knows where the start point is, right? If that makes sense. So, kid that committed to Oklahoma yesterday, Anthony Evans, we had stories written on him. He was going to be coming to Georgia, wide receiver. He used Georgia's leverage to go to Oklahoma. Does that mean they're going to stop recruiting him? No. Do they know now where the baseline is to get him? Yes. So and I've said this on my show as well, for Kirby right now, he's playing chess, not checkers. Now, come early signing day, if he gets outdone there, then there's gonna have to be a conversation about this whole NIL and the way to go about it. Because right now Georgia they got behind, they weren't ahead of it, which is surprising. They weren't on top of it, and so now you're kind of reaping that early on. Are they going to be able to bounce back? And I think that's the biggest question is, can they bounce back from the lack of NIL structure prior to the season and prior to now? Can they now bounce back and get back into it? And Kirby does a great job of it in December of getting guys who he wants. Is he going to be able to do that? That's probably the wait. It's a wait and see right now. If not, if you can't in December, then it's one of those things you got to kind of question and be like, all right, well, what's going on here? What's going wrong?
It's going to be interesting. Your mic's out, Steve, or you're muted. Thank God. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in December when how it works. Because flip season, once the ball kick in the air, flip season starts. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
hurricane season, and it's going to be interesting to see how it will be now with NIL. Like, are they going to stay committed to these teams they signed or committed to in December, or is it still going to be the powers that be that can pull it out in the end? Especially for a team like Florida, right? Right now, we're high. We're happy with the recruiting. We're satisfied with recruiting right now. We had a good last month and everything like that. But my thing, I'm just like, just kind of keep it together because there's always flips. And just like we're trying to flip guys like Keon Keeley and all these other people, they're trying to flip our guys too. Sharif Denson, especially if we get Cormani, like, Kelby Counts, like UGA is going to be coming, Bama's coming. So it'll be interesting to see if we can hold off teams and if Kirby can pull those guys or hold off team guys, too. It'll be interesting to see, what happens with NIL.
100%. Yeah, when you get to that early signing period, it's going to determine is there really going to be parity in college football? Because right now there is. I mean, Louisville got Reuben Owens. You got guys that are signing with schools that you're just like, hold up, what? But does it really last to signing day? And that's going to be kind of the big point in all this.
Steve, Sean, you're muted, bro.
Yeah, man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I had to play around with this mic, man. I don't know.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I think I do agree with you guys though when it comes to what we were talking about when it comes to the NIL stuff, the curtain. How did they get behind it? I have no idea.
I
No
think
clue at all. But I do
can
think
see
that
how y'all
Kirby
got
at the end of
behind.
the day. Say what now?
I can see how y'all got behind because really NIL was a California thing. Like, I mean, it happened, but California was first. They hit it. Then Florida hit it, or Florida might have been first. Like, we were like top two. And I think they had been planning, like, as soon as they started hearing about NIL, the state of Florida teams already started just like churning. And I think a lot of states are like, oh, we're going to do what's going to happen. What are the guidelines? And
you also weren't playing playoff football, so you had a lot of time on your hands to figure that out too.
Hey, you're right. What can I do? I got to give it to you. You got to give it to you. You got one. You got a point.
True, man.
You got a point. You know what I'm saying? So what's the outlook of this year? I know y'all are high off of your guys, of course. You know who you have on your roster. Y'all know, philosophies, who's going to do what. But realistically, the outside fan, the everyday college fan looking at UGA, that's looking at y'all like, I ain't expecting greatness. Like, I don't expect that defense. And we're not expecting the offense to be that great. We're expecting them to be good. Y'all have the tight end. Y'all have weapons. Stetson has shown that he can, manage the game, do what he has to do. But, like, if the offense is supposed to carry this team, a lot of people have y'all like, I don't know, UGA this might be the year to catch them. They might lose 2 or 3 games.
2 or 3.
Hey, I saw a couple people pick UGA to lose 2 or 3 games. I don't know who they lost to, but I was just like, wow.
He must be going to pick.
No, I honestly I don't know, but it was just polls and stuff like that.
No, I mean I think you're right in a sense, Kenny, and that's because this Georgia defense is not. It was a once in a generation defense. Not just at Georgia. I'm talking about nationally. I mean, you look at across the board, it's just is what it is. Officially, when this defense, graduates all to the NFL, that were starters on the team, probably I would say at least 10 of them are, in the NFL. So you don't see that very often, and probably half of them will be first round picks. So that's, it's hard to compare to that. You look at the schedule and you think, oh man, all these other teams are really struggling. The part that will get Georgia is after that Georgia-Florida game. I think Georgia coasts against Florida. I do. But after that Georgia-Florida game, you run Tennessee at home, you go to Mississippi State, then you go to Kentucky. That's going to be a tough stretch, especially if you have some injuries before then in those other games, it's anything can happen. As I look at the schedule right now, I see an undefeated team. Can that change? Very well can, but Oregon will kind of be the litmus test, if you will, to see where this defense is. Can they hold them under 20? Things like that.
Now, why the respect for Tennessee?
That's what I was just about to ask Paul. Paul, tell me why
Why the respect for Tennessee and not
on
necessarily
Tennessee, man? Because I ain't got don't see.
Well, I mean, Hendon Hooker's really good. Josh Heupel has, I think so. Josh Heupel's offense is one that you have to prepare for solely for the offense.
That's true.
It's a quick get it out, move the ball type offense. Defensively, I'm not sold on them technically defensively, but they just got that Brew McCoy kid at wide receiver who I feel like has transferred 7 or 8 times. He's there.
Boy's eligible yet? Is he?
No,
eligible?
they
He can
announced.
play. Yeah, he can play.
Yeah, they announced it yesterday. He's eligible. I like their team. Do I think that they have a chance against Georgia? Potentially. It just kind of depends on what's going on.
So they get potential, and you want to coast against Florida. The disrespect.
I don't think Florida's depth chart. Let me look at Florida's depth chart real quick. But from
I'll tell you what the depth chart is. That depth chart that you're looking online ain't it?
Let me see here.
You muted, Steve.
Justin Shorter, Henderson, Whitmore.
That ain't it. Whitmore's not starting. It'll be Ricky at slot.
Are we talking about Florida's offense?
Yeah, I just don't see it. Zipper as your tight end. Yeesh.
Zipper's probably not going to start. It's probably going to be Xander. He's a better blocker, just as good as catcher. And
then you got the only guy on your defense that's worth anything, Gervon Dexter.
You think Ventrell is trash? You think Jason Marshall's trash?
I think Marshall gonna do what you expect him to do.
Yeah, I don't think Jason Marshall will be starting for Georgia. I know
Jason Marshall was better than Kyer Elam coming out.
Wow.
I know Jalen Kimber transferred to you guys, and I see that he's a second string. So good to see that.
What? He went over there to sit on the bench. He couldn't do that anymore.
No, they're gonna play. He plays. He'll play, but he
was like 5th or 6th string at Georgia, so it's different.
I had people saying that he was supposed to start before he broke his arm.
Ain't nobody said that.
They did.
Stop lying, bro. Who put him in over Ringo?
He got hurt, and that was it. They said he was battling for a starting spot, but it is what it is.
No, I mean I love Trey Dean, man. I've known Trey for a long time.
Trey Dean ain't gonna start past week 3.
Wow.
He gonna lose that job to Kamari Wilson.
Wow. You think Kamari that guy?
He better than Dean. Naturally. I think Dean he's gonna be one of them guys that get to the NFL because he's gonna test really well at the combine. And physically he's a safety. He can tackle, but he really can't tackle. Like, he's not consistent. He'll make a good play, but then the next play he'll miss a easy tackle and they'll score. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trey Dean is like real hot, cold. And I think he's shown it like every position he's been in, whether it's corner, slot, safety, it's all been the same thing. I think he's going to lose that job to Donovan McMillan or Kamari Wilson. And then slot-wise, I think Devin Moore is probably going to be that slot safety corner, like that guy. He can rotate to the 3 positions fairly seamlessly.
Guys, it's been fun. I
win today, Georgia week. Woo!
Oh man, no, not at all, my brother. Definitely been fun.
But I will say this, man. I think UGA is going to have a good year. They are my expected winners of the SEC East.
Of course.
I got to do exactly what we just talked. We're talking about for an hour. I got to do it for 6A The Fan. They're about to call.
All right, bro, man. Plug your business. Plug your stuff real quick. I know you got to go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Let the
man.
people know who you are.
You can check me out at P Meharry on Twitter. Twitter's tripping, won't give me a blue check, but should be blue checked up on that. Over at UGAsports.com, you can find all of our content. UGA Sports YouTube. We do a live show every Sunday. It's going to be switching to Saturday, the post-game overreaction show. Fans can call in. It's a 3-hour show, so we love to hear from them. And then on a personal level, I run Mainstay Construction, which is one of the sponsors right here. Yeah, man. So
perfect spot.
Perfect spot right there where Steve's at. Yeah. So just hit us up. We're always doing big things: porches, decks, roofs, remodels, you name it, man. So we appreciate everything these guys are doing over here at Toe to Toe. These guys are going to make it big. So just stick with them. They got what it takes. So they'll be up there soon.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it,
I appreciate you, Paul, man. Get to the business, man. Get to that check. Get to the bag. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, brother. Go Dogs.
Yeah, man. Y'all take it easy, bro. How do I get out of here?
I got you. But yeah, man, look, that'll be pretty much it because I gotta.
Man, it's family reunion day for me, man. I gotta go. Got the bounce house. Gotta go get set up. I gotta go drop these tables and stuff off.
Oh
man,
boy.
family reunion, man. We about to have a good time.
Hey man, get some of the UGA players. That's a class, man. Stack tables and chairs, man. Give them some extra credit.
We really needed some service, so we started to call Brent Cox and his folks. See if they'll come on down there.
Nah, he's busy. He's busy about to get this SEC Player of the Year.
Hey man, who you got today? It's a couple games today. There are a couple light layups, but I think the only good game is Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Well, I got I have Ohio State winning, and the only reason I have them winning.
Let's do it. Take it, leave it style.
Hold on. We gotta do it real quick.
We'll do take it or leave it.
It's time for Take It or Leave It with KB and Steve O.
Are you not entertained?
Had to get to him.
So I have Ohio State winning, not because I think they're so much better than Notre Dame. It's just they're just coming from a consistent place. They have a great wide receiver core. Their offense is too good. And Notre Dame's defense will be very, very good, but I don't know if they're going to be very, very good week one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But you still have the DC from last year. Even though he's the first-time head coach, he's still the DC that was there last year. So they're not really changing anything. They're probably getting a little bit more freedom. I think you'll see a little bit more freedom on the offensive side. But Todd Bowles is with Ohio State, so it's going to be I think it's going to be a very good week one. I have Ohio State pulling it out, but I think we're going to start to see the beginning of Notre Dame get busy.
Man, I definitely think Ohio State will win, but if I had to pick an upset, any day to just choose an upset, only because I love Notre Dame's coach. They got Kelly's gone now. So now they got the former defensive coordinator for Cincinnati. What's his name? But the brothers, though. I love the brother of the coach. I was hoping UGA had actually recruited him. Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, man. I was hoping we fired Grantham. When he threw that shoe, I was like, fire Grantham, hire Freeman.
Freeman, bro.
Please.
When they told me that Lanning was getting Oregon job, I'm like, bro, we get Freeman up under this regime with Kirk, it would be dumb.
Freeman's that guy, man.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping the brothers do good things up there in Notre Dame. I'm rooting for them secretly. You know what I mean? I want the brothers to succeed. I want them to kind of look back and say, dang, he did what Chip Kelly couldn't do. Start winning some of these big games that you're in. And what way to start kicking off your coaching tenure by knocking off Ohio State? Would that not be like the upset of the year, the first week? So I know Notre Dame is probably not going to do it, but I'm going to pick Notre Dame tonight, man. I'm going to root for them guys. I'm going to hope that they win, man. I really want them to pull that upset off. I want to see them Ohio State guys in act at week 0. You know what I mean? But I know it probably is not going to happen, but I hope for a good game. FAMU going to get blown, get their doors beat off them by UNC. UNC going to beat the brakes off them. Austin Peavy, who almost went to Georgia and upset Georgia a couple of years ago. I think they got a game today against Nevada or somebody like that too. Do our boy play today? I think our boy played today. Running back.
Yeah,
Las Vegas played today, so I'm gonna
yeah.
check them out.
I think they play.
Falcon preseason game today too. If I wasn't going to the reunion, I'd be at the actual preseason game. But I ain't gonna make it at the family reunion.
You gotta put that family. Look, I'm about to go get this oil change. Shout out to this warranty. Yeah, man. Then I'm on football the rest of the day, man.
Couple
Yeah.
preseason games today too.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
Brady.
I'm
They said Brady was playing today, right?
I don't know. Is he?
They say he's going to play in the final game. So if he plays today or tomorrow, Brady is actually going to play the preseason first half. So
I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you told me to watch, if it's not my Raiders playing, and you say, "Hey, man, one TV, you gotta watch this college primetime game or this NFL primetime game," bro, I'm watching college, bro.
yeah,
Like,
me too.
I just
I
look
like the
I
college
love
game
it.
better. I like the college game a little better because I feel like these kids are passionate. You trying to see these kids trying to make it. Like it's a
Yeah,
little bit
man.
more passion involved.
I just like the college game. Like, I just like it a
So
little bit better than the NFL, man.
hopefully Notre Dame and Ohio State won't be a blowout, man. Hopefully it'll be a good game. You know where they playing?
No, it might be a neutral site. Let me see.
Yeah, I hope it is, man. I hope it's a neutral site. I really do. I hope they have a good game because that's a matchup of two. I think they're two top 10 teams. I think Notre Dame's top 10 or two. I know they're at least top 25. So at least we get a
Yeah,
top
they
25
both
matchup.
they definitely both. Let's see, prediction one. Oh, they don't play so next week.
Oh, it's next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday.
Oh, I don't know what I thought. So this week we only got the other game, the kind of the bum game.
Yeah,
No.
Duquesne versus Ohio State. I mean, versus Florida State. Duquesne might win.
Florida State playing today?
Yeah, they play Duquesne.
Boy, I felt out so bad they go play it on week.
Yeah, they play Duquesne.
Florida State lose that game. I told you about that coach.
Hey boy, he need to win it. Yeah, they play Nebraska plays Northwestern.
Okay, Nebraska. I think that was another one that they had announced. That probably gonna be. I watched that. I watched Nebraska Northwestern. What time they play?
Nebraska,
noon?
they play 12:30 p.m.
I'm so about to come on now. Okay.
Yeah, Wyoming and Illinois plays at 4.
Illinois. So touchdown Tony. I don't know how he did last night. I haven't got a report back yet. His brother though plays for Illinois. He's a defensive back, number 15. Last name Green as well.
But definitely
15.
check that out.
I'm gonna watch.
Duquesne and Florida State play at 5. FAM and North Carolina play at 8:15, and Vanderbilt and Hawaii play at 10:30.
We're in Jackson State first game.
Next week they play FAM.
So we ain't talk about that. Again, we'll talk about it next week. This HBCU TV deal. We ain't get a chance to really go into that and talk about that. I have some people that tell me, like I said, that they don't think it's gonna matter. The Caucasian America is not really caring or watching. And I'm like, it's football. I don't understand what you mean. Like, if you put a good product on the field, I think everybody will watch. So
Yeah, they're not gonna not watch because it's black people. If that's the case,
you know what I mean?
you wouldn't
Ain't
watch
that who
any-
playing anyway?
you won't watch any football ever. So you'll save that conversation for another day. But
We'll
yeah,
talk about it next week, man.
gonna
But
act like-
that's it, man.
you can watch black people play.
Y'all know, of course, if you
Okay.
if you're watching the replay, please comment, replay. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook. Y'all see the link, man. We got the links, got the YouTube, Twitter popping off. Icon the other day announced some brand new platforms and partnerships that we're about to have to start off, man. So you guys are able to tune in tomorrow morning. We got some big guests coming on at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Ken, make sure you're there and on time and bright eyed. You know what I mean? 8 o'clock tomorrow, bro. Have to be on.
7 for me, so I know. Look, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna do it. You know, this is a big move potentially for the network. So
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah. Big news coming. But yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, everybody for watching. been dog week. You know, I had fun, man. Appreciate Paul coming on, kicking it with us, man, talking with us.
Yeah, man.
You got anything else for the people, KP? I'm done. That's it for me.
That's it, man. Just check us out, follow us, stream, share the love with the folk, man. If y'all got topics y'all want to hear about, man, news, post in the comments, the chat, send us, DMs, whatever. We open to to talk about everything football related. You know what I'm saying? It's in the season, so we probably won't have as many guests on right this coming up.
Oh
A lot
man,
of guys
next
are
week.
playing, man.
Next week is live, bro. Next
Yeah.
week we live.
So,
It's full
um,
blown. It's game day.
But
Uh,
shout out to all of the guys we had, man. Coach Herb, he's coaching. I believe he's coaching on the team now. Shout out to him. Shout out to Sean. They played last night. As a matter of fact, he posting pancakes all over the place, man. So I'm really hoping my man's get somewhere that he wants to go. Get that scholarship. Coach Watson, Norfolk State, they getting
yeah,
busy
Norfolk
this
State.
week.
Yeah, they play
Um,
this week. I did see that.
what's crazy, Griffin. I had when I played semi-pro in Georgia, one of the coaches he coached for Griffin too.
For
I
real?
think he's the D coordinator.
Oh, that's what's
I
up.
can't remember his name on top of my head, but yeah, I played for him like for a few months. But yeah, he coached at Griffin. So shout out to Griffin High School, man. Yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got today.
That's it, man. Well, shout out, man. We'll be back next week. I said, man, kickoff week. Next week, kickoff week, officially. We have the games going. We got Georgia, Oregon, Florida down in the swamp in Utah. It's kickoff week, man.
Prime time, baby.
It's gonna be a fun week next week, man. Fun week. We'll roll right up into the first game. So next week, same time, man. Y'all check us out. We out. Peace.